So I think that's probably the place to start. You've done a piece of research, haven't you? And this is what interested me very much when you and I first kind of started liaising with each other. Please do tell everybody about what that research was.
Yeah, so I did a specific research survey. I had 150 sales leaders participate, and I asked specific questions about some of the biggest struggles for sales leaders, what they thought was appropriate for training, what they got for training, because I couldn't find any data, right? So I have been, and sometimes we do this, we're, 20 years, like, oh, okay, I'm having this I know what my clients are telling me, and I know what my experience has been. But when I was looking for specific data on like what really impacts emerging sales leaders, I couldn't find any. And I looked around, I asked other researchers, and I was encouraged from one researcher who he has worked with Google and Salesforce. I mean, he has a global brand, and he said, if I don't have it, I don't have the data, I've never seen it. If you can't find an expert, just be an expert, just conduct the survey yourself. And I never thought that, right? Like I'm always looking it up. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that. And so that's what this survey was about. And it was really refreshing that I was validated on some of the things that I've thought, but also very surprising in some regards too. So I thought it was really helpful and a great starting point for people who are looking to get into leadership.
So what are some of the questions that you asked?
Well, one of them, a few of them I asked were actually just to gauge how similar this survey would be to what the actual data we know. So one of the questions I asked is, is your leader male or female? Well, we know 80% of sales leaders are men, 81 to 19% are women, and this was an 80-20 split. So I purposely put that question in just to, to gauge it. But I asked about, what are your top struggles in going from sales to sales leadership? What do you think is the right amount of training? If training were done, how much would it decrease mistakes? Because I feel like that the learning curve for leaders doesn't need to be as long as it is. And I know that it would cost less money and less frustration and less time if it was done well. So then people said, here's how much mistakes would go down. I asked questions like, how stressed are you, right? Like, how stressed out are you? Do you feel like your company's winging their training? Things like that. Where are you spending your time? Are you reactionary and urgent versus doing important work? So getting those questions has been really insightful.